How's it going, everyone? It's Ben Falcon's Media Corner back again with a brand new video for today. Welcome back to the movie review, aka our soul review video for today. This time for this new episode for this series is going to be my review on the 2023 epic western crime drama film, and this film is based off the 2017 non-fiction book of the same name. And as you guys can tell from the title of this video, of course I'm here to review Killers of the Flower Moon. Now, this is directed by one of my all-time favorite directors, Martin Scorsese, and he also wrote this movie along with Eric Roth. And like I said before, this film is based off the 2017 non-fiction book of the same name. And the story of the film is that when oil is discovered in 1920s Oklahoma under the Osage Nation land, the Osage people are murdered one by one until the FBI steps in to unravel the mystery. So that's pretty much the story of Killers of the Flower Moon. Now, of course, this was one of my most anticipated movies of this year. Like, I was so excited for Killers of the Flower Moon, and there were a lot of reasons why I was so hyped for this movie. One is because this was a new film by Martin Scorsese, and when it comes to Scorsese as a filmmaker, he has definitely become my all-time favorite filmmaker that's working to this day. Like, I'm a massive fan of Scorsese. I'm pretty much enjoyed every single one of his films that he's made over the last few years, and I love what any movie he makes, because he makes different types of films every time whenever he makes a movie. Like he's made like mafia films, of course, like Goodfellas, Casino, Mean Streets, The Departed, and The Irishman, which that was his last film he did before this. And he did like thrillers as well, like he did the Cape Fear remake with Robert De Niro, and he did Shutter Island as well. And he also did like a family film as well, like Hugo, which I absolutely adored Hugo, and it's one of my favorite like kids film, like one of my favorite family films to be released of the last decade. And another reason why I was looking forward to this film is because, of course, the cast. Like, you've got a great cast here in this movie here. Like, you've got, of course, Leonardo DiCaprio, whom he has worked with Scorsese before in the past. So this is actually the sixth time he's worked with Scorsese here. And I was really excited to see what he was going to do with Scorsese here with this movie. And, of course, you have Robert De Niro, whom he has worked with Scorsese, like, a lot of times. And this is actually the 10th time he's worked with Scorsese. And every time I see him in a Scorsese film, he always manages to deliver, you know, compelling yet fantastic performances in any movie he does with Scorsese. So I was excited to see what he was going to do here with Scorsese again for the 10th time. And you also have in the film Lily Gladstone, which I was really excited to see what she was going to do for this new Scorsese film here. And you also have here in this film Jesse Plemons, John Lithgow, and Brendan Fraser, and a whole bunch of other cast of actors as well. And I was really excited to see what all the other actors were going to do with this new Scorsese film here. And I was also really excited to see what kind of film he was making here, because this is a different type of film that I've never seen him do before. In which this one is like a western film, but it's not only just that, it's also like a crime drama. And Scorsese has done like crime films before, but I was really excited to see what he was going to do with that in a western drama here. And I didn't even know much about the book, because I never read the book before or anything like that, but still though, I was massively excited for this movie here. And I went to see this film the day after it came out in my area, and I actually saw this on my job for free, and I still have my free ticket for the film, which I do have right here. And I saw this in a pretty small screening with a whole bunch of people who were in the exact same screening that I was in. And after watching this movie here, I can definitely tell you guys that Scorsese did not disappoint here again here, because I absolutely loved Killers of the Flower Moon here. This is definitely another Scorsese masterpiece here in his film library here. And I also got to say as well, this is definitely another brilliant film to be released of 2023 here as well here. What I really loved about Killers of the Flower Moon is, of course, the story for this film, in which I found the overall story for this film to be fleshed out so well done here, because it explores the relationships between the natives and the Americans, and I thought all that here was fleshed out so well done here. And as for the overall storyline for this film, like the overall main storyline here of what this whole film tackles on here, it is really intriguing yet so well investing. Like, I was immediately hooked throughout the entire film, like nearly throughout the whole runtime here, because there were times as I was watching the film, like I was on the edge of my seat as I was watching the film, where we see like the characters having conversations during this whole thing that's going on. And I thought all that here was really investing. As well as like for what this whole film tackles on here, for like, and all that, where it's basically tackling on a true story that happened in America. I thought all that here was really fascinating here, in which this film explores one of America's darkest chapters in history, which is basically about the murders of the Osage people in the 1920s in Oklahoma, in which all that here is really fascinating of how all this happened here. And as for the pacing for the film, it is paced so smoothly here, like super well smoothly here, because even though the film is really overlong here, it's only 3 hours and 26 minutes, and I never had a problem with its runtime here, because it was like with The Irishman, because for that film it was 3 hours and 30 minutes, and I never had a problem with its runtime because I was immediately hooked with that film, and it felt like I was watching a film that didn't have that runtime, and I kind of felt the exact same thing. And I kind of felt the exact same here with this movie here. I was, because like I said, I was immediately hooked as I was watching the film here, and all that, once the film was playing out so smoothly here, and all that, once we get to the overall main storyline of what this whole film tackles on here and all that. And as for the acting, everyone here in this film are all phenomenal here. Like Leonardo DiCaprio, of course, is phenomenal in the film, and he's definitely worthy of an award nomination here for his performance here in this film, as well as with Robert De Niro. He's of course magnificent here in the film here as well. And for Lily Gladstone, I thought she was terrific in the film, and I love to see her getting her a nomination for an award because she was amazing in the film. And as for everyone else who in the film, like you've got Jesse Plemons, Brendan Fraser, and John Lithgow, they're all terrific here in this film here, and everyone else, they were all great for their performances here. And as for the direction by Martin Scorsese and the cinematography here for this film, it is so beautiful here. Like the overall look at the film, it is so gorgeous. Even though it is a pretty dark film and all that, because of what this film tackles on here, which is basically one of America's darkest chapters in history. And the sets and the costumes looked really beautiful as well. Like I really love the overall setting of the film and all that, because this film is set in the 1920s in Oklahoma, and all that here looks absolutely amazing here. So overall, in the end, guys, Killers of the Flower Moon, this is definitely another masterpiece by Martin Scorsese here. It is truly another best film to come out this year here, and there are a lot of reasons why I can recommend. And there are a lot of reasons I can recommend this film here. If you're a massive fan of Martin Scorsese, or if you're a fan of like the cast, like Leonardo DiCaprio or Robert De Niro, or you're a fan of like these kind of films where it's like a western or crime dramas or anything like that, or you're a fan of the book, this is one you truly don't want to miss out for yourselves here. And I do recommend you see this one on the big screen with either your best friends here or just yourself. So that's pretty much all to say about Killers of the Flower Moon. I'm going to give Killers of the Flower Moon 5 out of 5. Yep, not a single issue I could pick out with this movie here, because like I said, this is indeed another masterpiece to be released by Martin Scorsese here. And I could ever see this film being nominated for a few awards here, because like I said, everything about this film which is absolute perfection here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching for my ACAF for a Saw review on Killers of the Flower Moon, and let me know what you think of this movie if you have seen this already, or if you just recently checked out this film. Did you absolutely adore this, or was this not really a cup of tea? As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and this has been Foggins Media Corner signing off.